Let this little bitch get without running away.
If he actually played some type of sports.
Which guy? Oh, the Jason dude? Okay, so here, let's do this. Let's screenshot what car is this? As this guy just so happens to be looking through a trash can with a flashlight. Let's see that make and model, shall we?
Hi, Shelby. I don't know if you can you hear me, Shelby? I've got a cluster. I got a mess over here. I'm thinking about. Well, I'm supposed to join.
Any bets on what
Birdie
it's going to
on
be?
his show, but he's going right now, and he's got a guest on, and they're talking pretty heavy, so I don't want
Chat,
to interrupt him.
You guys think it's going to be? Let's just.
So Birdie and I have no set schedule, unfortunately.
I don't know what it's going to be. I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
We were going to co-host. Thank you for saying you can hear me. That's good. We were going to co-host, but because he starts earlier than me, and he didn't set it up as a co-host event on TikTok, he may only be able to bring me on as a guest. So at best, I may be the little picture in the corner, and that's okay. I don't need to be full screen with them. But if I'm on as a guest on his show, then I'm going to take his lead on the show and let him direct.
So according to the county records, Jason had a charge of malicious
Cloud. So unfortunately.
Come on. I can't say mischief.
I talked for an hour and 40 minutes on the motion, from Carroting Nifalo. And as you may have known if you were on there, I burned out. I got overheated. I went long. I lost my voice. My camera overheated, and the whole 9 yards. And then I did another hour of stuff that I meant to cover on a bonus material for members on YouTube, and I also did another hour after that. So I've done 2 more hours of the motion that are recorded for members only on
what
YouTube.
Does it say? A newer version?
Wow. That's kind of because it was not the primary content I was going to do anyways. So that stuff's all available if you're interested. It's only $2.99 to join the members only area, and then you can see 2 more hours of me breaking down the motion.
I asked you if we could make out how many people are in the car.
I might do more of the motion on Friday.
Top of what
I'm
make
having
and
a
model
special
it
guest,
is.
I think, join me. Another attorney from South Carolina, Ali Benevito, or oh shoot, I hope I didn't get that name.
Look at the range, everybody.
Oh, that's horrible. Anyways,
Yep.
Ali's going to be joining me on Friday, and so we might be covering that motion.
How wild is it that and I've seen this before in some cities like Houston. Yes, I used to live in Houston. And I know that criminal activity was going on, and they all bought cars that look like law enforcement.
Let's see. If I dropped their volume out a bit, then you can hear me instead of them for the moment. That'll let me be a little louder. Unless, of course, you want to hear them at the moment. I'm waiting to... Top of the hour, I'm supposed to go live with him. But again, I don't want to interrupt something good that he's got going with Phoenix, so... I am streaming on TikTok. Well, so I'm not streaming on TikTok. So... MEG, this is super confusing. MEJ, this is super confusing. So if we co-host, then I start a live and he starts a live and we merge our lives. And so I'd be going live right now. But he said he had so much stuff to go over before I joined him that he wanted me to join as a guest. And so because of that, I haven't started broadcasting. And when I go, I'll be broadcasting as a guest on his show and not live streaming myself. Does that make any sense? So on YouTube right now, I'm showing... a mirror of my phone as I'm waiting in line to kind of join his show. Man, that's super confusing, isn't it? So at the moment, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We originally were going to co-host, and I was going to be streaming, and he was going to be streaming and on TikTok. But right now, I'm kind of queued up to just be a guest on his show. If I need to kill his volume a little bit, thank you so much. Thank you so much for waiting for me. I really appreciate that. unfortunately, this is kind of Birdie's show, and I'm kind of joining him. We were kind of start doing a live together on a regular basis on Mondays, but the last 2 Mondays I found that he's always hot in the middle of topics when I show up to join him. And last time he had to shut his show down and rejoin me as a host, and that was a mess and didn't go well. And so I don't know how this is going to go for the future, because again, when I join, he's already well into his show and he's got a hot topic going on and he's got a guest, and I don't want to interrupt. So not sure how this is going to work long term yet.
That's the last place that you could, yeah, but it's the last.
I get what you're saying, because otherwise it's going to just circle back to campus.
Again, while we're waiting, I will remind you, most of my stuff is long form content on YouTube, and I post a lot of stuff on YouTube, including last live that I did. It's all available for replay on YouTube, so you can check that out. And I did do a couple of bonus hours on that motion in the members only area I finally able to have a members only. And as mostly, I wanted to cover 4 topics with the public. And I ended up covering 3 on my last live. So I did the last topic that I ran out of time for the bonus for the members only area, and then I did another hour on top of that of stuff that I just wasn't planning on covering. But I'm like, well, shit, since we're here, we'll cover another hour. Unfortunately, when I come on to Birdie's show like this, I'm going to feel like I'm so far behind, because they're in the middle of a discussion of which I have not been paying attention to, so I don't know what they're talking about. I'm assuming they're talking about the Brian Coberger case. For those who are on YouTube, how's the volume for me right now compared to him, so that we can have a conversation? Do you guys have any questions for me before I try to join him? When I join him, I'll be pumping up his volume so that we're kind of more equal. At least that's my intent. Is there any questions on YouTube for me? It's weird mirroring my phone, because I never know what's going to pop up on my screen, like, messages from friends and stuff, and I'm showing everybody a mirror of my phone. And I didn't turn off notifications, so that could be embarrassing. Who knows? So Wednesday, so just to give you a peek ahead before I join him, I'm about a minute away from when I was going to join him. I got an attorney, Ali Benevento, I think is how I pronounce her name. Shit, I should look up her name. You know what? I can do it. On the screen in YouTube, you should be able to see my What's New. I'm going to go to that page and let it refresh. If you're watching YouTube, you'll see me look at this. Oh, that's the wrong date. Ali Benevento. Yeah, Ali Benevento is an attorney from South Carolina who's going to join me, I think, on Friday. And that's going to be all Luigi. And because it's all Luigi, I may be making Wednesday's show about Coberger, just because I did Luigi for hours on Friday, and I'm going to do it on Friday again. Monday is going to be me and Birdie doing a variety show here. They're off on the deep end on Julie. You're saying they're off on the deep end over on Birdie's show. Yeah, they're definitely talking about the Coberger case. Gosh, I hope you don't hear me chewing on my chips. So I don't know what to do, guys. I'm supposed to be joining Birdie right about now, but obviously Phoenix is and him are hot and heavy and reviewing videos and going over details, and maybe I'm just going to be on with the 3 of them, but talking about a topic I haven't been watching for the whole time, so it's going to be a little weird. So I'm not sure. I'm about to throw in a request to join him. I'm ready. Okay, it looks like he just sent me a private message. All right. So he did send me a message saying he's ready. You saw that because my phone's mirrored. You can hear me eating chips. I'm so sorry. I'll cut the chips out. I'll cut the chips out. All right. I'm going to send a request. And I got to crank up his sound.
The same thing. So maybe it is the same person and he just changed.
All right, so checking on the volume to see if his volume is about the same as me.
But see that? That's totally him smoking.
All right. Looks like...
Does he know who this person is in the car?
I don't know. Let's see what make and model this is.
I don't think he gets in.
No, he does. Doesn't he get in the front? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, on this one.
Yep.
All right, I've got a request to join, but he hasn't seen it yet or something.
Does anybody... Have we ever figured out what car this is?
Isn't it a silver SUV?
Birdie sees a squirrel and off he goes. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on. I sent in a request to join and he hasn't accepted it yet. So let's see. I don't have my glasses, which is okay because most of the time I'm seeing pretty good. Some days I have a little bit like everything's a little fuzzy on me. Old age is a bitch.
This I don't think this is the BMW X6, everybody. Is it?
No, the BMW was at 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
By the way, those on YouTube,
Okay,
how's
hang on.
am I a
So
lot
this is
hotter
weird.
on volume than he is? Should I crank him up
Says
just a
the
hair?
lighting and contrast are poor, but the rear window and curve and taillight placement suggests it's similar in profile to a Hyundai Elantra, potentially 2011 to 2013 model again.
Let's see. I'll put this to the side. Put this to the side. Got too many screens open. I'm trying to. I'm gonna pull.
Yeah, I agree with that about because this looks
All right, I'm trying to arrange some screens to see what the
dark.
hell I'm doing here. Let's see. YouTube. How about Studio? Studio YouTube. Let's see.
Yeah, I see how I agree. Yeah, let's watch see.
Okay, looks like I'm seeing our live. Oh, looks okay. So now I didn't even see that. Yeah, you.
I'm gonna see if it can see how.
I hear
many people
both of
are in the
y'all.
car
Okay,
now.
perfect, Kimberly.
The
Thank
light's
you.
on.
This is a weird thing. I'm still trying to figure out how Birdie and I do our show.
But he went through the dumpster twice, right?
He looked in it again. All right, I'm gonna say I want you. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll start a new chat.
Volume is good for Birdie. Okay, good. Compared to me, like it looks like I'm a little hotter on the mic than he is when he's talking. So if that when I'm on, if I get on with Birdie, I'll try to maybe make sure our volumes are comparable.
And
Sometimes
if that's the case, you know, the police, they took 3 dumpsters away. I don't know if they took that dumpster away.
sometimes I've been accused of letting my guests be too quiet compared to me, and since I have guests on, I should probably give them priority, not me, right? It could go either way. You're following my channel,
Okay,
right?
let's set it
I don't
again.
know.
That's a fresh chat, guys. It's a fresh chat.
What do you think, guys? Do I go live for myself and wait for Birdie to
says white or
request,
silver.
or do I just kind of hang out here
2
waiting for him
people,
to?
driver and front passenger, no visible evidence
Volume's
of rear
good for
passengers.
Birdie.
But I bet that it's counting this as the front guy.
So he's a little quieter, right? It looks like I'm a little loud. I might be a little hot on the mic.
I did it.
Or I can
I
pull
said
back from
that's
the
it.
mic. Maybe that would help me not sitting so close to my mic, right?
I did. One. That's it. At what point?
I could hear. Nah, I checked. That's it.
What is your time on that?
I see. That time is 5:02.
Cloud, thank you so much for the gift, by the way, on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Nah, that's it.
You don't realize that. I appreciate that so much. This is gonna help me stay doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much, buddy. Female, male, I don't know. Cloud's generic name.
Yeah, he said it twice.
Either
That's
way,
it. That's
thank
it.
you so much for the gift. I appreciate that a ton. I don't know, guys. Do I go live with you guys and more?
Too bad he didn't speak Portuguese.
Waiting for him to invite me, or do I kind of hang here? Yeah, I'm kind of along that lines too. So I could kill this feed.
Too bad he didn't see a name.
Oh, I don't know what to do.
That's not an Elantra.
Here, let's see. If
An
I
Elantra
do,
wouldn't growl like that.
I got too many things on because if I go, okay. Here's what I'm gonna have to do. Leave this live. You're seeing a mirror of my phone, so that's weird.
See if you can get a better picture.
Oops. Come on. I gotta get my collective shit together. Hang on, YouTube.
Subaru WRX.
They're gonna get washed.
Oh, look at my hair's a mess. Oh my gosh. My hair's a mess. I need a hat. All right. So stand by, YouTube. I'm gonna stand by it a second. Let me get out of this. I'm gonna go get myself my normal. I don't even have my normal hat. That's out in the car. 1 second. Okay, hold on.
Hold on, guys. I'm working on it. So I've been taking some matches, okay? I'm trying to know stuff too, alright? Dude. Okay.
All right, YouTube, can you hear me? I'm about to join TikTok live with my green screen on. And so we're just going to see how that goes. I'm not sure how this arrangement has gone. And I may have had a little bit of juice this evening. So I may not be thinking as clearly as I would normally do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go live on TikTok, and I'm streaming my screen on YouTube, which is weird because, again, I'm doing that because if Birdie does join me as a co-host, then I can continue to stream to YouTube. This is a cluster a little bit. This is kind of a cluster last time too. We probably should get our collective shit together before we try to go live together. That's a problem. And unfortunately, we had 11 users on YouTube, and now we're down to 8. So I lost a couple people because they're like, I'm not waiting for him to figure out his shit. And I get it. So thank you so much for hanging with me. Those who did hang with me on YouTube. On TikTok, we should be live now. You should see me both on TikTok and on YouTube. Again, Birdiebombshells and I were supposed to go live together at 6 o'clock, but he's got a guest on right now, and they're going hot and heavy. And he sent me a text message saying he's ready for me to join whenever, around 6:01 or whatever, which is, I was supposed to join him at 6 my time. But when I sent a request to join him, they're still going hot and heavy, and I didn't get my request to join set up. So then people on YouTube were saying, well, just go live yourself. So I'm going to go live myself, but I'm still mirroring my phone, because if for some reason Birdie sends a co-host request, I want to be able to join that. So I think so, as a co-host. So anyways, so that's what we're doing. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't have an agenda for tonight. In fact, I was gonna let Birdie kind of steer the boat, if you will, and take his lead. But now that it's just us on TikTok and on YouTube, I'm open for questions and answers. If you want to ask anything, whether it's the Luigi Mangione case or the Brian Coberger thing, until we hear from Birdie on what we're doing, I'm kind of open for questions and answers. I have started subscriber-only areas on TikTok. Up here, you see Devil's Advocates 2024 if you're looking on TikTok. You'll see that's my channel, and I've got some member-only area. It's super cheap. It's only $2.99, and I do have bonus content. Remember the other night, I don't know if you were here, but the other night I did a huge rant. I have my Everett Silvertips hat on instead of my normal Seattle Mariners hat on. But anyways, I did a huge rant for an hour and 40 minutes. My camera overheated and froze up. My voice overheated and I froze up, and then I had to quit at an hour and 40, and I had one topic left to cover, which I didn't get to cover, and I had a bunch of bonus material. So that bonus material, and including the topic I didn't get to, is available for members only on YouTube. If you're interested in joining, I would appreciate it. It would help support the channel. And it's another 2 hours. Another 2 hours of me ranting, if you enjoyed the rant last time. What do we got here in the things? Did you find dissecting the court filings from this week? Did you finish? Did I finish? Yes, I did finish. That's what I was just talking about. Yeah. So I did another 2 hours on top of the hour and 40 minutes I did for you guys on Friday night. I did another 2 hours of review of that court document from Karen Ignifilo. Unfortunately, those bonus 2 hours were posted as 2 separate 1 hour videos on TikTok for my subscriber only area. So if you're interested, I'm waiting to Samsey. I'm waiting for Birdie. I sent it. He sent me a text saying he's ready for me. I sent a request on his live to join as a guest, and he never accepted my guest request. He kept talking with Phoenix, so I'm in the air. And some people recommended I just go ahead and start my live and do that. So we're like right in between whether to dump out of this live on TikTok and try to rejoin Birdie. Like I can go in here, you're going to see it because I'm mirroring my phone. So if you're on TikTok, you're going to see this. I'm going to go here. See, if you look, I went to go co-hosts with somebody. Birdie is not able to request a co-host because he's not in the mode where he can co-host with somebody. So I would have to go back and request to be alive on Birdie's show. So, yeah, guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Birdie told me to send a request for a guest on his show. I was mirroring my phone because instead of co-hosting, I was going to go on a guest. And in order to go over there and send now a request for a guest, I have to end this live on TikTok. It's confusing. I don't know if you know how this works. I'm still figuring it out. But if we co-host, I gotta do a live like this. He has to do a live, and then we both have to have it open for co-hosting. He doesn't have his show open for co-hosting, which means I have to kill my live right now, which I could, and then go over to his show and join his live, and then request to be a guest on his show. And that's what I was doing, but I was queued up, and he didn't accept my invite. So, if I shut down, I apologize to you on TikTok. I got 30 people watching or whatever on TikTok. Is it 30? No, it's 20. It's 20. But still, it's embarrassing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one more attempt. I'm going to shut down the live on TikTok. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see my phone. I'm mirroring my phone. So I'm going to shut down this live. I'm going to go over to Birdie's live. I'm going to request to join him again as a guest. On YouTube, I'm streaming all of this. So you can see my phone and see what I'm doing. So here. I'm sorry, you guys. I will be back if Birdie doesn't accept my request this time. So I'm going to end this live.
We'll take 2 to 4 shots today if that.
And now I'm going over to Birdie's thing, joining his live, and I'm going to request as a guest. Hello.
What's up, Devil's Advocate? We're just watching this this footage here because I don't know if you want to, how much you've seen of it, but I just want to finish up this clip seeing this car because this car, I wonder what make and model this is.
All right, on YouTube you should be able to hear me. I've muted myself on Birdie's show. Yeah, he's got a hell of a thing going. He's got 630. Fuck me, man. That guy's, pardon my French. Pardon my French. I'm so sorry.
Over something.
He's crushing me. I can't pull those kind of numbers. That guy's rocking it. So no wonder he didn't want to interrupt what he's got going on. I wouldn't interrupt it either with 630 people on my every word.
Walking out to the car.
No. In the car, it looks like.
Turns, yeah.
So
I'm saying like
car doors.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt those guys. I'm so sorry, you guys, for the cluster tonight. So on YouTube, TikTok's not hearing me at all because I'm muted on YouTube or TikTok. But on YouTube, you guys are hearing me, and I'll try to not talk over top of them. Birdie wanted me to join, but I'm kind of in a queued position because they're in the middle of a hot and heavy discussion, and he's got 630 people in his room. Holy crap! The best I think I've ever had in a
it's a speed bump.
In a show is 130.
And also, too, this is what I'm saying, guys. That's not normal. Like that is not normal. What would cause a car to have that? It's a reflective something. That looks like a Honda Civic.
It's probably got lights around the back plate, so it blocks it out.
Well, look at this. All right. What is it called when you put something on the back of your car so cameras cannot detect it because it creates a ball of light around the...
All right, YouTube, I'm super sorry. We're watching Birdie's live. Again, he's got a guest on and a room that's... Did I read 666? I did. How appropriate for Devil's Advocates. By the way, I took a screenshot when we had 666 subscribers. But now he had 666 people viewing him at the moment I looked. How crazy is that? Kind of funny.
Cameras, creating a glowing...
But he's got a thing going on. I do not want to interrupt this thing.
Something green, because that's the only... A green laser pointer will block out.
So on YouTube, if you're watching,
so some green.
And you have questions about that I can fit in between them talking, go ahead and fire something out at me. So sorry. Birdie and I need to work out something for the future so that this doesn't happen because it feels like I'm interrupting his flow, and I don't want to do that.
License plate around your car.
Devil's Advocate, have you heard this?
No, man, I'm a little behind. I'm also talking to people on YouTube because I'm streaming on YouTube. So sorry, we got to kind of have a cluster going here. So I'm just kind of trying to catch up.
Okay, no worries. So look at what he's doing. He's putting that over his car. Now look when he shows you. Nothing.
Yeah, but this was around the back of the car. If you look at when he turns.
Yeah, I'm wondering though if it's like.
YouTube, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, reflective tape. Could be.
What do you guys want me to do? I got 100. Well, that's not people watching. I got something on TikTok. I got people interacting with TikTok and watching my feed. But again, Birdie's got a hell of a show going. He's got a lot of people in his room, and he's got a hot guest going on.
There's clearly something going on that creates this orb. No other cars have it the whole night.
Did someone block it out?
Could be blocked out. It could be blocked out, or like, I don't know, is there a lot of tolls in Pullman or in Idaho and Washington? Are they doing that to like avoid toll sensors?
No, not really.
No.
Oh man, I feel so bad for our audience. Like, this is kind of a cluster, man.
So hey, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this too.
Well, I am joined, by the way. I'm joined to his thing as a guest. If you look on the screen of my phone mirror, I'm on the screen in the lower right corner with Phoenix.
Audio where we
So
heard whispers. Do you guys
I'm connected,
that?
but they're just talking a lot, and I don't want to interrupt them. And I haven't been paying attention. I'm trying to communicate to my YouTube audience while I'm queued up on the TikTok feed. And it's not working out great.
The auto captions pick up a username and a blockchain, which is crazy. Now, that's where I suggested that I believe that it was streamed like this.
So yeah, Tippy, I'm in there. If you look on my phone on TikTok or on YouTube, you'll see that I'm on the lower right corner with Phoenix. I'm just muted there so I can talk to my YouTube audience, let them know what's going on. It's a real cluster tonight. Again, Birdie and I think we have a lot of things going in common. But one thing we're not on the same page is organizing this thing.
ASMR, vocal enhancement, and background noise reduction. Listen to this. I'm going to replay it and turn this up because this.
So Tippy, it looks like you're both in YouTube and in TikTok, and I think that's going to be there's definitely a delay, I think, so you're going to have a hard time if you're listening in both places. But I think
Maddie's Anna.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, guys. I really don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. Steve Gonzalez does talk a lot. It's funny how there's a gag order in the case, but Steve Gonzalez takes every opportunity to get on shows and talk.
It's not adding it in. You want to know what's happening?
Did he just let me go?
I swear to God, he's gaming. He's gaming. He's playing a video game. You can hear it. It sounds like a video game. I swear I hear like first person.
Yeah, I may have to go live alone, but I feel bad because Birdie wanted me on the show, but he's got a guest, he's got a hot room, he's got 715 people. There's not really room for me in that discussion. I'm way behind on their discussion, so I don't know what to do. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go live on TikTok.
I bet the audio that we've been thinking is whispering. It's picking up audio from people playing is whispering.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to go ahead and go live on TikTok and YouTube simultaneously, and we're just going to kind of give up on that format.
Oh, it sounds like it's a video game.
Maybe if I can get my collective shit together. All right. All right, YouTube, you're seeing what I'm doing more than TikTok because you're seeing me change screens, go to the green screen, get on the thing. I'm going live one more time. Welcome. Looks like Tippy joined the imps. Your imp level on the memberships on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's amazing. I appreciate that very, very, very much. Perfect. So now I've gone live on TikTok again. I'm live on TikTok again. I'm mirroring my phone. I'm also mirroring my phone on YouTube. So again, if you're watching in both places, you're definitely going to want to mute the TikTok thing and just watch the screen on YouTube because it's just too hard to follow both. So we've got a bit of a cluster tonight. Let me apologize one more time for everyone. And Tippy, again, thank you for joining the Devil's Advocates Only membership group. I appreciate that so much. So Birdiebombshells from TikTok and YouTube. He does have a YouTube channel as well. Birdiebombshells and I have been trying to work out a every single Monday together kind of thing. But Birdie starts earlier than I tend to start. And because of that, he is well into a show when I go to join him. And then I kind of get put in the back burner until he can fit me in. And it created a whole mess last week because he had to kill his show to join as a co-host and all those things. And it it came a mess. And this week it's a mess again. So I hope that Birdie won't be upset with me, but I can't make everybody hang around waiting for me to get a word in edgewise. And it's so frustrating. So I love the guy. I love Birdie. I have nothing against Birdie. Birdie and I will have to figure out if we can work a better schedule so this doesn't happen in the future. But in the meantime, I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and stop waiting on the Birdie thing. If he ends his live and wants to join as a co-host, I will certainly bring him on as a co-host. In the meantime, we're here together on TikTok and on YouTube for whatever the time left we have together. So, again, the frustrating part is I didn't have a script. Normally I have, not a script, but normally I have notes about what I want to cover for the evening, and I don't have that laid out tonight. Because I was going to basically let Birdie take the lead. But again, it's kind of a cluster tonight on Birdie's show. And I don't blame him for wanting... He's not going to stop a show with 700 people in the live. That's ridiculous. I dream of a day when I can have 700 people in watching at the same time. That guy's got a hell of a show going on, so I'm not going to interrupt that. We'll figure it out eventually. Correct, right, Tasha? Thanks. We'll figure it out eventually. Maybe I have to come on earlier. I don't know. It looks like Phoenix is a regular on his show because that's twice now that I've come on and Phoenix and him are hot in a topic before I come in, and then I feel like I'm interrupting. So, anyways, I'm hoping to watch both TikTok. Let's see, both TikTok and I gotta figure out how to make sure I'm watching both chats simultaneously. I'm going to try to zoom in and make sure I can see my chat on TikTok really and Google really well. Friday you had over 130. I had 130. Yeah, that was I had 133, Tasha, at one point, which was the best live that I had. And I only have like have I even reached 8,000? I think I just reached 8,000 followers on YouTube. So that was a pretty good night for me. But again, he's got like 70,000 and he's got a room of 700 people in there, so it's a thing over there. Good for him. And I like I said, I really like Birdie, so Birdie and I have a lot in common and a lot going for us. But now I'm trying to pay attention to both the streams. Lulu, somebody said something about Lulu. I think live starts at 9 p.m. So I'm just kind of watching both TikTok and YouTube. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm so sorry that this has turned into a cluster, you guys. I'm really sorry. So I'm watching, I think, both YouTube and TikTok simultaneously to try to monitor your questions. If you guys have any questions, because hopefully, if Birdie gets done with his live and he wants to request to join me as a co-host, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just spend about another half hour or so together and see what you guys got. But we're working out the details. Mod, hey Thicker, thanks for coming in. Mod, you're one of my moderators. Yes, thank you so much for coming in and checking in. And it's been a cluster. You know what? Tonight, I was trying to go live with Birdiebombshells, and it hasn't worked out so well for the two of us. So, Luigi Mangioni's birthday's tomorrow. I did hear something about that it was Luigi Mangioni's birthday tomorrow. So what are people doing for Luigi's birthday? I'm curious what they're going to do, what fans are doing for his birthday. He hasn't updated his letter log for a while. I'm waiting to see if he responds or at least acknowledges that he read my letter. That would be interesting. I guess it'd be kind of cool. That guy's got to be flooded with so much mail. I mean, the world is paved with good intentions. He may have intending on keeping up with mail, but it's going to be super hard for him to keep up on that mail. Then again, you should say, oh, this is horrible to say, when you're in prison, what else do you have to do, right? No, his birthday's today. Luigi's birthday's today? 27 years old. Old man, right? Old man. I'm going to rearrange some screens a little bit here. Let's see, so I can see TikTok and YouTube in a better organization structure here. It looks like I'm good there and good there. Just want to make sure I'm good there. Okay. 27 is a good age. Yeah. If I knew, I tell you what, if I knew at 27 what I know today, I would be a dangerous person. Wisdom comes with age. But and so when you have all the faculties behind you and all the youth and you can do everything, you don't have all the skills. I know today things that I wish I would have known when I was 27. So let's just leave it at that. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. If I had known what I know now at that age. Yeah, he's almost at the 1 million mark. Isn't that crazy? Almost at the 1 million mark. $993,510 according to somebody on YouTube or TikTok. Sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, by the way, I wrote a personal, this is a little aside thing. I wrote a personal memoir about my life. It's dirty, it's horrible, it's offensive. But I wrote a personal memoir about my life, kind of talking about those things that if I had known what I knew now, then how things might have been different. So, yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Now everybody sees me as the old man, but yeah. His fund will be at 1 million tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Sure it will be. Read. Are you talking about read my personal memoir to you? Oh yeah, that's not. Not only is that not fit for TikTok, it's not fit for YouTube either. And I'm trying to get a little monetization. Like I got a new subscriber. YouTube will kick me off if I read you my memoir. My memoir is pretty bad. Pretty dirty. It's not for children. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, I can't read that. I can't read my memoir on TikTok or YouTube. POP will have something in New York skies for his birthday. Oh, that's cool. Wow. So that was I can't remember what the POP stands for, but it's something to do with Luigi. People over profit. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, to plug my book, by the way, and I'm almost afraid to plug my book because I don't know that even my wife would appreciate it so much. But I have a book on self-published on Amazon called Deconstructing Me. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Anyways, if you look for Deconstructing Me, that's that horrendous, very very honest, brutal take about my life. I'm going to offer a PDF version of that for free to people who join my highest tier of the YouTube memberships. But again, this is one of those things that like you probably don't want to know me that well. If you're a person that wants to know just how bad people really are, that'll give you a taste. But it's not for everybody. And I don't recommend it for everybody. You have to be one of those people that's like, I'm curious to know what kind of dark secrets that guy has in his closet. It's bad. All right. Let's see. Did you finish? Let's see. I wish I could give you a slice of my Luigi cake. That's from TikTok. Let's see. YouTube. Kim is the video I keep seeing. Guy with a mask and no shirt on. The whole musical is not worthy. Oh, I can't believe they did a musical about Luigi Mangione. Is that crazy? A musical. Luigi Mangione the musical. I thought that was a joke when I first saw it. It's not. I don't think it's a joke. I think it's a real thing. It's exploitive. Somebody's just trying to make a profit off of Luigi Mangione, right? God, I hope that's one of the things, to be honest, since we're just having kind of a very casual night tonight on TikTok and YouTube, I hope that's something you don't think that I do. I hope you don't think I'm just trying to exploit Luigi Mangione for my own personal gain. That is not my shit. So hopefully you don't view me that way. I honestly like to use high-profile cases to be able to educate people on the law enforcement, mainstream media, all that kind of stuff. Oh, this is not what I had planned. This is not what I had planned for tonight, guys. I'm super sorry. Super sorry. This is not what I had planned. It's kind of gone cluster, and I think there's another message. Probably Birdie sent me another message. What do you want to do? It's gonna be. Is it gonna work? Maybe I should just come by. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drinking some juice, and Birdie is texting me, and I've got my own little tiny audience going. I shouldn't say 51's tiny. 51's not tiny. You guys are important, and that's 51 on TikTok. I got another audience on YouTube as well. So anyways, I just want to be available for you guys to answer questions. If you guys have questions and answers either on Coberger or Brian, or that is Brian Coberger or Luigi Mangione, please let me know. Please let me know if you have something. 1 million was hit. Somebody said that Luigi Mangioni's fund just hit $1 million. I don't know if that's true or not. Just now, somebody donated $3,000, pushing it over $1 million for Luigi Mangioni. Good for you guys. That's people I believe that a person is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and they want to make sure this guy has a fair chance. That's amazing. Good job for you guys. Good job. That's great. Thank you so much. And thanks for the gift, by the way, Mifo. Mifo has been around for forever. Mifo's been one of my regulars from the day one. She rocks. And gosh, I wish I remember your name. Kimberly? Gosh, I don't remember. Gosh, darn it. I had your name at one point, your real name, and I think you were okay with me sharing it, so hopefully you still are okay with it. But anyways, whatever the case may be, thank you so much. What else we got? Lee, there's a video from December, a retired FBI guy. He talks about the BT shooter's stance. Stance is off when he's shooting. Have you seen? I have not seen, Tasha. I have not seen. Tasha, please send me the copy of that if you've got a copy of that video or a link to that video. I'll take a look at it. Let me know what time stamp, if you can, what you want me to pay attention to in particular, and I'll be able to jump to it. Luigi's fund is over $1 million. You guys, let's celebrate a little bit for Luigi. That's good for Luigi. Fantastic. Thank you, Rain. See, Rain gave me a gift. That gift is a gift acknowledging Luigi Mangioni's 1 million plus. Thank you, Rain. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And thank you, Tasha, for sending me the link to that FBI video. That's amazing. The shooter stance is off. That's what bothers me, off while shooting. You know, the shooter's stance, people have made a lot of things about whether or not Luigi Mangioni is right-handed or left-handed, and whether the shooter is shooting right-handed or left-handed. Let me point out to you that people who are right-handed shoot sometimes left-handed and vice versa. It's not uncommon, so we can't say definitively because of the stance necessarily. But I want to hear what this guy has to say. But you can't tell from the stance that it means that the person is right-handed or left-handed, because there are people who are right-handed who shoot left-handed and vice versa. Yeah, thanks to everybody who supported the Luigi Mangioni Defense Fund. You guys are part of that. No matter what you did, even if you sent only $10 to Luigi Mangioni, you guys are part of that accomplishment of getting it to $1 million. So that's a significant thing. I wonder if it'll make mainstream media. What do you think, guys? Do you think that'll make mainstream media? Is mainstream media going to be like, holy shit, you guys are sick and twisted. His fans have gave him $1 million. $1 million! What is wrong with America? Will that be the news story, or will they just like ignore it because they don't want to acknowledge that happened? We'll see. I'm still waiting to see how I'm going to be portrayed on a podcast. I had an interview for a podcast, by the way. And that podcast has not been released yet. And they wanted to interview me to get my thoughts, because you guys are amazing. You guys told a national podcast that if they wanted to understand, they wanted to do an episode on why do people support Luigi Mangioni? Why is there some kind of movement for supporting Mangioni? And when the reporter was looking into who to interview for that story, people kept telling them to go talk to the Devil's Advocates. And so he did ask me for an interview, and we did an interview. And when we did finish the interview, the sound guy that was on the thing said that was a great interview. You guys did a great interview. I'm expecting to be on a show coming up, but how they're going to portray me, that's going to be the $1 million question. Will they betray me as a jackass and be like, this is the kind of sick people that support Luigi Mangioni? Or will they use some of my better sound clips which talk about why people support Luigi Mangioni? What day will you go into the other part of the KFA motion? So Carolyn, here's the thing about Carolyn from TikTok's asking, what day will I go into the other part of the motion? Friday coming up, I'm going to have a special guest on the show, Ali Benevento. Let me see if let me get her name right, because I keep screwing it. Benevento. She's an attorney from South Carolina with 15 years of criminal experience. So we're going to probably talk about a little bit about that motion. So you're going to get a little bit more of that, Carolyn. But when I did an hour and 40 minutes for the general public on my mainstream TikTok and YouTube, I did a bonus extra 2 hours in 2 1-hour portions, finishing up my thoughts on the Karen Agnifilo motion. That has been published as member-only content on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, by the way, if you're seeing on TikTok, is up here, Devil's Advocates 2024. So if you're interested in spending $2.99, you can get access to all my member-only content, in which I have another bonus 2 hours rant on Karen Agnifalo's motion. So yes, I'm sorry that I didn't finish that on that live for free to the public, but I did make my last 2 hours of rant after I lost my voice available for members only. So I encourage you, it's not much, and you would help support my work and what I'm doing. And you'll get bonus material that I just didn't have time and energy to finish that night. So I did do another 2 hours about that. So thank you, Carolyn, for asking. And I hope that you're not upset that I didn't do that for free. But again, it's possible that Ali Benevento and I will cover that. She is an attorney. We're going to talk about Luigi Mangioni's case on Friday. That's if she's not super busy. She said Friday looks good for her. So I'm planning on having Ali on my show as a special guest on Friday. And she's an attorney that specializes in criminal defense against the little guy, against the big system, the state and federal prosecutors. That's her specialty. And she has thoughts about the death penalty. She has thoughts about civil rights, civil liberties. So it's going to be super interesting, I think. Is your book on Amazon just for Kindle, or can I get it an actual book? Courtney asked about that on YouTube. It is available right now only on Kindle only. In fact, I can't sell the book. You know why I can't sell the book? Because it discusses topics that Amazon will not allow me to talk about and promote. Actually, they're okay with the book being on Amazon. So let me clarify what we're talking about. I have a personal memoir about my life. It is very vulgar, it is very detailed, and it talks about 2 subjects in particular that Amazon won't let me promote because the subject material is not promotable. They'll let me have the book on there, but I can't talk about a certain type of abuse as a child and a certain type of experiment into consciousness. They won't allow you to promote those things. So my book's not allowed to be promoted. So nobody's buying my book on Amazon. It was a self-published thing for people who really wanted to know more about me. I'm going to offer it for free to people who sign up as a member on YouTube as the highest tier. I'm going to give them a free copy of that PDF. I want to say it's like $10-15 on Amazon, but again, I can't promote that book, unfortunately. It's available. If you look up my name, Lee Farrell, Farrell, you'll see Deconstructing Me. That's the name of my book. And it's basically talking about my deconstructing life, because I spent a lot of time in Christianity. I spent some time deconstructing Christianity, but it also was deconstructing me, talking about my beliefs about reality and all the shit that is way beyond what you care about. It's not devil's advocate shit. It's not. Let me make sure. It has a little bit of true crime stuff in there, but it's more about me and my life and how I grew up and got to be the man that I am today. And I'm a twisted, sick little monkey. So if you don't want to know me that well, don't buy the book. If you do want to know me that well, check it out. Or sign up for the highest tier, which is basically the same price as the book, and then you'll get the highest tier content of YouTube, and you'll get a free copy of that book. I love the message to keep it the 30. Yeah, I saw that, Rain. I can't remember the message, but the message that came with the $30,000 donation, the anonymous person that donated to Luigi Mangioni's fund. By the way, if you're coming in late and you just found out, Luigi Mangioni's fund is now over $1 million. It looks like we're not having a great night on TikTok, by the way. We have very few followers on TikTok, and so this format of me not having a scripted show is not working for people. So I apologize. What can I say? I tried. I had a thing going with Birdie. It didn't work out tonight, and I don't know what to do with that. MK Ultra. What was that reference, Tasha, to MK Ultra? So you guys, I don't know what to say. I feel super bad. We're I'm not holding in my audience. People are coming and going, but mostly going, and I'm losing my audience on both TikTok and YouTube because I'm not scripted. I'm not staying to my format. So in the future, I'm gonna have to learn my lesson. Either Birdie and I have to get a thing going so we can actually know what the hell we're doing, or I'm gonna have to just go live by myself, because obviously this whole nobody knowing what the hell is going on thing is not working for anybody. There's going to be a hearing for the KFA New York case. Now you put a question mark on that, Katia. So I'm not sure what you're meaning. You're asking if there's going to be a hearing on the KFA case? I will tell you what I think is going to happen. I think that the judge is going to have to respond formally to Karen Agnifalo's motion. Tasha's asking about my book, MK Ultra. Do I talk about MK Ultra in my book? I don't think I do. But I have thoughts about MK Ultra, but I don't think I talk about it in the book. Tasha's message, unfortunately, is in YouTube. I am simulcasting to TikTok and YouTube. So that's the confusion. Thank you for asking. That was a question on TikTok. Where's Tasha's message? I keep talking to Tasha, and why did I see Tasha? Tasha's on YouTube. I'm trying to work this out myself. It's been a day. I had a super long hike today. I'm hurting everywhere. My muscles are sore. I'm taking some liquid painkiller to try to deal with that. So, is there an update on the Pennsylvania case? What's the next step there? Somebody asked in TikTok. So, there's not, as far as I know, there's not an update. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Let's go look at LuigiMangione.info.com. And if we go down to the court cases, yeah, there's not an update that I can see on the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So where we're at on that is a prosecution. So as you know, Thomas Dickey filed a motion saying the arrest was illegal and you should throw it out. The prosecution responded and said, no, the arrest was totally illegal and you should keep it in. And the judge hasn't ruled on it. That's where we're at right now. There's a hearing on the 16th in Pennsylvania. Let's take a look. Litigation calendar. I don't see that, but you may be right. Right now on the litigation calendar on LuigiMangione.com, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right on my screen. LuigiMangione.info.com lists to be determined. Commonwealth versus Mangione, to be determined. There's no date set. Now, if there is a date set that you know about and it's the 16th, that's something that I don't see there. But it does. Tasha is also saying 5/16. So multiple people are saying the 16th. The website doesn't seem to reflect that. Let me click on, let's see, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has got a link. But it doesn't have the court document, does it? It just has links to published documents. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't doubt you guys. I don't doubt you. But I can't verify yet that it's the 16th. But 2 people have said it. So it looks like the 16th of May is a Pennsylvania response time, something to do with that, or a hearing of some kind. Let's see. So if they throw it out, is it free? No, Dancing Puppy. Unfortunately, no. If they throw it out, it's not free. Let me get back to that in a minute. Let me read another question on YouTube. I'm doing both TikTok and YouTube. The fact that the majority of the town knew about the atrocity, yet on 9/11 call the actual residents appearing uncertain of what happened is a glaring red flag. Okay. Let me tell you, Dancing Puppy from TikTok, about if they throw it out, he's free. No. Let me tell you why. There are 3 jurisdictions. There's the Pennsylvania case for basically gun charges and false identification charges. There's a state of New York charge. That's a totally different jurisdiction. And there's a federal government charge in the state of New York, the Southern District of New York against Luigi Mangione. Those are all 3 cases. If we have what's called a mistrial, if we have, sorry, I'm not looking into the camera because I'm looking at my comments over here. So now I'm looking into the camera so you can see my eyeballs. If there's a mistrial, that means that they stop the trial. The impaneled grand jury, for example, in the federal case, may be thrown out and they'll start to impanel a new, they'll just continue on and try again. They'll basically stop everything. A new prosecutor may be assigned. A new grand jury will be impaneled, and the new grand jury will have to be presented the new information minus what was thrown out in the arrest, the false arrest. So it does not mean Mangione walks. What it means is more than likely it'll be a mistrial in one of those places, maybe not all 3, in one, maybe in the federal, maybe in the state, and then they'll basically start over again, and they will try him minus the information in the arrest in Altoona, because they're gonna say that they have plenty of information to try him with or without that information. So unfortunately, for those who are wanting Luigi Mangione to walk, the likelihood he's going to walk because of an illegal arrest in Altoona, unfortunately, I'm just going to tell you my opinion, is next to none. He will not walk, but it may change the evidence that they have on trial for him. I'm going to dim this light a little bit. See, look, I'm not as washed out. How do you like that? So that's my take on that. Can they just call it karma and wrap this thing up? No, they can, unfortunately not. Can I link IG here? I can show you the post. Yeah, and Nyan, go ahead and post something there. Yeah, if you can, if YouTube will allow you. That's from YouTube. Again, my audience is split, right? I've got audience on TikTok, I got audience on YouTube, so. Someone, Cloud, who's a new member on YouTube, by the way, said they updated the website saying now he receives up to 115 letters a day. Right? I sent him a letter on May 10th, and he's responded with his letter log on May 20th, but it's not on there. And he's still showing that he's opening letters from December still, and some from he's getting them spotty. Some he's opening letters in May that were written in May, and he's also opening letters in May that were written in December. So it's just all over the place. You have posted the link, Nyan, and I know you're one of my regular. In fact, Nyan, I think you, and I don't even know if that's how you pronounce your name, but you are, by the way, just to let you know, on TikTok, not TikTok, on YouTube, you are my #1 commenter. You have more comments by far on my YouTube videos than anybody else. So thank you so much for that support. I don't think your link, though, showed up for us. Neither did Brenda's. I don't see any links. So your links are getting suppressed, I think, by YouTube, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I don't think it likes sending links. Maybe try to put a star, asterisk, or something around to kind of obfuscate the link a little bit. See if that'll let you put it through. No trial has started, so it's not a mistrial. I think it's a little complicated on the mistrial thing. There already has been a grand jury indicted, or there has already been a grand jury impaneled and indicted Luigi Mangione in both the state and the federal cases. And I think a mistrial would basically toss out the grand jury indictment. So I don't know that it's entirely true to say that it can't be a mistrial because the trial hasn't started, because that impaneling of the jury and bringing charges, that, from what I understand, the grand jury indicted based on the evidence they had, which might have included that evidence from the arrest in Altoona, Pennsylvania. If that information's thrown out, the grand jury has to be reconvened, in my opinion, and look at it without that information and see if they will still indict without that information. So I don't know that it's true that it's not a mistrial or a potential mistrial because the trial hasn't started. Because in a way, the trial has started. It's already had a grand jury impaneled in both the state and the federal governments. If you need me to explain anything of that about further, from my armchair lawyer experience, let me know and I'll explain that further. There was a huge 30,000 donation about 20 minutes ago, so that puts Luigi's fund over $1 million. Yeah. I heard the last donation was 3,000, Tasha, but maybe it was 30,000. Thicker just got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that. I'm aware they were asking if Luigi walks free with mistrial. Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you, Thicker, for explaining that. So sorry. I didn't mean to. I misunderstood. Like I said, I'm trying to fix the pain from a hike today that I overdid. I should have died in the forest. I really overdid it today. So now I'm trying to do some little liquid pain medication, if you will. And so there. I've tried posting the link in various ways. It's not working. Sorry. I am sorry as well. I am sorry as well that you can't post links in YouTube. I kind of, or in TikTok. No, YouTube. You're trying to post it in YouTube. I'm so sorry that's such a frustrating thing. I don't know what to tell you. Thanks, Thicker, for that hike today. It was one of those things. I normally hike. I don't want to bore the crap out of everybody, but I normally try to hike an hour up into the mountains and an hour back. And someone informed me today that trail that I was on actually loops and comes back down into the same park. So I decided to do the loop, and the loop was much more difficult than I expected. So by the time I got back down to the full loop, I was shot. I was done for. I'm surprised I didn't die on the trail. I was really because at some point I was like, what do I do? Do I double back and go the way I came, or do I just finish the freaking loop that I've never seen? And it was horrendous. It was bad. It was I was all alone in the woods. It was bad. It could have been bad. What do you guys think? You guys want us to hang out a little bit longer? I'm okay hanging out. I'm kind of having a good time, but I might have to go refill my juice. But, you guys have given me some gifts tonight. I've got a subscriber on YouTube, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's so sad that the Birdie thing and I didn't work out tonight. I hope that him and I are on good standing. I hope him and I can work that out. Do I think that they will televise the New York Luigi Mangione trial? No, I don't think they will. Now the state case could. The federal case, absolutely not. It's going to be. I don't think the federal government in New York will televise. And here's the thing: Karen Agnifilo just asked that the federal government go first before they were going to have the state go first, and so that could have been televised. But Karen basically was arguing, and this was on my bonus material, by the way. This isn't the bonus material that members only have access to on YouTube. I was pointing out, Karen Agnifilo said, if the state goes first, it could potentially be televised, and the entire world will get to form an opinion before the federal government gets to go, and you'll be biasing my client because everyone in the world is going to see the trial in the state case. So that kind of gives you another tip. The state may indeed televise it, but now Karen is asking for the federal government to go first for many reasons, and if that's the case, the federal government will not be televised. Where can I see New York's prosecution motions? They're not showing up in the court website. Katia, I think Luigi Mangione, if you're looking on YouTube, I've got the page up right now. You should be seeing it. LuigiMangioniinfo.com has a section at the bottom for case updates. It talks about the upcoming litigation things, and there's links to the federal case, the state of New York case, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania case. That's supposed to be the latest information. And you can hyperlink to the actual websites. If it's not on the actual website, then it's one of those things that some people may have access a little ahead of time before it goes public. Why do you think the federal prosecutor was really recused? I personally think the federal prosecutor was recused because of prosecutorial misconduct, because of eavesdropping on Luigi Mangione and Karen Agnifilo's attorney-client privileged phone calls. However, someone has told me that prosecutor got promoted to a higher position, and that's why he stepped down from Luigi Mangione's case, because he was taking a promotion opportunity. I think, as someone pointed out in my chat, sometimes people fail upwards. So it could be a combination. He did something inappropriate. He was involved in the listening in on illegal attorney-client privileges. They needed to get him off the case because he had basically committed a crime. And so he gets promoted, and they say, hey, problem solved. He's no longer on the case. So he may have been involved in that whole eavesdropping scandal, but hey, he got promoted. He recused himself from the case. He's now in a different position, so it's done. So I think personally, you're asking me, why do you think he was recused? I think he was recused because of the eavesdropping scandal, and I think it was damage control. And whether he got promoted, that's probably just a way to try to make it look good. Like, oh no, he wasn't fired, or whatever. He was just promoted. KFA requests that Caro approve cameras for the state. Yes, I'm sure she does want it televised, for sure. The state and federal cases, I assume this is coming from YouTube, is banking big on the evidence found in the backpack, don't you think? Yes, I do think. Because it contains the gun, the notebook, laptop, storage devices, drives, SIM cards, and so on. Yes, brutally honest, yes. They definitely want that arrest in Altoona, Pennsylvania to be illegal. It's a huge amount of data. However, my gut tells me the state of New York and the federal government in New York is going to prosecute Luigi Mangione with or without that information. There's no way in hell they're going to allow Luigi Mangione, if he was the shooter, to just shoot down somebody in the streets of Newark and walk. Even though Karen, by the way, this was in my bonus material for those who pay the $2.99 for the membership. On my bonus material, I pointed out Karen Agnifilo had a fantastic opening statement. 377 people were murdered in New York in 2024. Only one do we have a situation where both the state and federal governments are fighting over how to prosecute and give him the death sentence. 377 people were murdered in New York, but only one is getting the attention that we have. Why? Because it was a healthcare CEO, and they want to make an example that you can't take out the leaders of industry like that. See, and Lana Lulu on TikTok is pointing out that this prosecutor who was recused got promoted in April before the allegations of the spying on the phone. So, what does that tell us? Did he recuse himself because he already got promoted and he knew he couldn't continue it on? Or Was he going to continue on? I don't know. Lulu, Luana Lulu, are you suggesting that that means that his recusal is simply because of the promotion that happened well before this whole scandal broke? And let's see, what else do we got? Got another question from YouTube. If the judge rules in Mangioni's favor, meaning the search and seizure wasn't done according to the law, could mean the content of the backpack won't be admissible. Wouldn't that become problematic to the state's case? So brutally honest, my opinion is this. Absolutely, it's hugely damaging if the Altoona arrest was illegal for that information not to get into the state or the federal case. But again, my position is the state and the federal government will prosecute Luigi Mangione with or without that evidence. But yeah, it's a massive problem for them if they don't have the gun and the manifesto and all the other things that they want to prove that Luigi Mangione did. They might find another way to enter it, though. So, like, for example, the state has indicated that they basically have obtained iCloud, Apple information about Luigi Mangione, and Google information about Mangione. So they're tracking his online activity. So if his manifesto was somehow written online, they might have it a different way. But the point being is, yes, absolutely. Is it a blow to the prosecution in the state and the federal case if Luigi Mangione's arrest in Altoona doesn't stand up? Absolutely. There's no question it's not a blow. Will they continue to prosecute Luigi Mangione without it? Absolutely, in my opinion. There's no way they're not going to prosecute him. They're going to try their best even without that information. But it's a huge blow because it's with that information, it might be a slam dunk for some people. Without that information, it might be more of a reasonable doubt because the jury should not even be able to hear that that kind of stuff was ever in his possession. You can be absolutely right. From TikTok, someone brutally honest says, you can be absolutely right on that, Mr. Advocate. They definitely seem to be hell-bent on prosecuting Mangione. Absolutely. I think they're going to prosecute him one way or another. Nyan says, I tried to tell you another place where you can watch the document and it's also not showing up. Yeah, it's so sad because YouTube really has a lot more open policy, but they still block stuff, it looks like. There's a subreddit where you can watch it and YouTube isn't allowing it. Jeez, wow. Wow. But what if he played the part in this game? Luana Lulu from TikTok says, what if he played a part in this game, but, I have to scroll back, but they don't find the shooter? What can they do? So let me address that. So I have a theory. I've pointed it out on TikTok videos and YouTube videos that Luigi Mangione may have been involved, but may not have been the actual shooter. It may have been an elaborate game with the collaborators. And so if Luigi Mangione wasn't the trigger man, but he was involved in somehow, there is a charge of conspiracy or accomplice to murder. So could Luigi Mangione could be basically charged with accomplice to murder, but it's not the charge that he's being charged with now. So they would basically have to throw out the charges now and amend them to accomplice to murder, because again, their theory is that they're hanging their hat on is that he's the trigger man. And if it turns out that he was not the trigger man, and I realize I'm getting some crappy shit with my green screen, I'm super sorry. Yeah, it's gonna change things, but will they continue to prosecute? Yes. Do I have an email? I do have an email. It's devilsadvocatestiktok@gmail.com. devilsadvocatestiktok@gmail.com. You can also find that on our website, devilsadvocates.info. Thanks for asking. So yes, please send me some email with links if you've got them. Do you feel that no matter what happens, Lulu will do a lot of time? Yes. Hello from Cali. I really hate to tell you this. I believe Luigi Mangione most likely is going to spend the rest of his life in jail. But there is a chance that he will get off. But it's slim, in my opinion. So when you ask, do I feel that Lulu will get a lot of time? Yeah, I do feel like he'll get a lot of time. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But I think that's going to happen. The question is, will he be executed? I don't believe he will be executed. Is it possible he can walk? Yes, there's a scenario in which he can walk. Yes. Brenda, thank you for sending me links, and you are welcome for me doing the show. Thank you. That was from YouTube. Again, my audiences are probably super confused. I'm answering questions from both YouTube and TikTok, which obviously I can see, but you can't see. So I'm so sorry about that. Any more questions? I'm again, I'm feeling pretty decent. I could go get myself another cranberry juice and keep going if you want me to, or I can bail out because I'm not really offering you that much. Let me know how you feel. What's the scenario for him to walk? Okay, user wanted to know. I was telling people that I think that there's a possibility that Luigi Mangione could walk. So, here's the scenario that Luigi Mangione can walk. And you've heard it a million times. It's called jury nullification. So, what it basically is that a jury decides that there's enough evidence against the guy to say that he probably did it. That's the worst case scenario. He probably did it. But the jury refuses to give him time. An example, the best example I can give you, is the scenario in which a spouse murders their spouse because of ongoing abuse that's happened for decades. And one can argue they can just leave that marriage if it's so bad. But sometimes somebody's facing a moment where they're going to get a physical attack for the 30th time, and this is just the last time. This is the last time it's going to happen. And so they pick up a weapon and they take the person out because they don't want to get another kicking and butt kicking for the 30th time. Juries can find that is justifiable, and that's self-defense. And so the prosecution will argue, did the person or did the person not pull the trigger or do whatever and end that other person's life? And they'll say, yeah. But the jury can say, but you know what? We don't care. I understand why they did it. And that can happen with Luigi Mangione. If Luigi Mangione is the trigger man in the shooting of Brian Thompson, a jury could decide, there's a scenario in which the jury could decide, we understand why Luigi Mangione did it if we agree that he did it. So if we agree he did it, we can understand why he did it. And therefore, we're going to say our verdict is not guilty. That is basically what's called jury nullification. It's like, yes, he's guilty, but the punishment is not guilty, so we're not going to sentence him for anything. That's the scenario. The only problem with it is that you have to have that happen in at least two cases. It has to happen in the state of New York and the federal government. Jury nullification. Jury nullification is a thing. People have been talking about it. Mainstream media has been talking about it. Everyone's talking about jury nullification. There are trucks driving around New York City, by the way, with jury nullification written on the side of the truck for everybody to keep it in their mind. Remember, juries can nullify a verdict. And what that means, basically, to break it down, is the jury is the ultimate decider, and the jury does not have to explain themselves to the court. So when it comes through and they say, is this person guilty of doing this? They can say yes, and they can say, and what is your verdict? And they can say not guilty. They don't have to explain why it's not guilty. They don't have to explain. And the judge has to carry out the decision of the jury. So that's the scenario. The email was just returned. The email is, so hold on. Brenda is saying that she tried to send me something. That is the email address. Did you guys see the email address in YouTube? In YouTube, I just typed in my email address, making sure you got all the syntax right. Devil's Advocates TikTok @gmail.com. That should not bounce. If it bounces, I've got some work to do to figure out why. If it's a typo, that's what I expect. It's got to be a typo. I don't think he'll be convicted. So far, this case has many flaws, and I think KFA is competent enough to make Luigi Mangione walk free. Yeah. Certainly, Karen Agnifilo is competent. That's for sure. Good. Brenda confirmed it was a typo. It was a typo. Fantastic. Thank you, Brenda, for sticking with that and letting me know. Yeah, it's Devil's Advocates, plural, not just Devil's Advocate. Have you seen Nathan Daniels' info on Lulu? He's on YouTube. I think you're talking about Nathan Daly, the real Nathan Daly. Hello from Cali. I think you're talking about the real Nathan Daly. And let me say, this is because so I love the real Nathan Daly. I like his vibe. He's super cool. Former law enforcement. He's been talking about the case. And hello from Cali. I hesitate to say this because you guys are gonna think I'm an asshole. So here's what I'm going to say. Do I want to say this or not? So I really like the real Nathan Daly. Let me say that. But I have a follower, a very, very, very rabid follower who follows me on YouTube. And when I did my breakdown of Luigi Mangioni's arrest in Altoona and Thomas Dickey's motion saying it was an illegal arrest, I broke down in detail about how it's not against the law in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to provide a law enforcement officer false identification until you've been identified, or until they've been identified that they're under investigation. I broke that down for everybody in detail. This follower of mine on YouTube sent that information to the real Nathan Daly on YouTube and says, you should check this out. The Devil's Advocate's talking about this. And then Nathan Daly started talking about it and saying, hey guys, I just found out this information thanks to this person. Thanks for sharing that. He's absolutely right, blah, 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 blah. That came from me. Now, I'm not trying. Oh my God, see, I'm an asshole. I love Nathan Daly. There's nothing wrong. The only reason I'm bringing this up, because some people have told me, you should watch the real Nathan Daly. He's been saying this all along. And I'm like, literally, he might have gotten that from me. And that's okay. Like, it's not a matter of who came first, the chicken or the egg. I'm only bringing it up because, like, people keep telling me I should watch the Nathan Daly because the Nathan Daly is talking about shit that I've been talking about from day one. And in fact, I think that particular issue, that one particular issue, he found out about after somebody that watches me said, hey, this asshole on Devil's Advocates is saying that was an illegal arrest. And he's like, man, I just looked into it. I think you're right. That's an illegal arrest. So I feel super bad because I'm not trying to have a problem. I love Nathan Daly, but I just don't like people saying that I have to follow him because he's scooping me, because I'm not sure he scooped me on that one. Am I an asshole for saying that? All right. I hope this is coming from YouTube. I hope they don't pull corruption, dishonest shenanigans, guilty or not, everyone deserves a fair trial. I absolutely 100% believe. Absolutely. That's exactly my point. I don't care if he's guilty or not guilty. Just make it a fair trial. It's fair to want credit for your work. Thank you, Brenda. I didn't even want to get into that. I didn't even want to get into it, really. I like I said, I have no disrespect for Nathan Daly, and no disrespect. And I don't think he was trying to scoop me. That's not my point. I just have people telling me that I should watch him because he's right on top of it. And I'm like, I'm also on top of it, guys. I'm also on top of it. All right. Nathan has actually worked with that. He said if he was a supervisor, he would have never allowed the Altoona. Yeah, I know. I saw that, Nyan. I saw him say, if I was a supervisor, that inventory list would never have flown. You don't just say black shoes. You have to name the brand and you don't just say black shoes. Like, there was all kinds of problems with the inventory list according to Nathan Daly, and I agree with you. Yeah, Nathan Daly was a cop for 13 years, and again, absolutely no disrespect to Nathan Daly. The guy's awesome. I love his vibe. He's very cool, very cool. Follow and subscribe Nathan Daly if you're not. Guy's awesome. Do you think he may be offended, or do you think he may be offered a plea deal during the trial? That comes from TikTok. Do you think he may be offered a plea deal from the trial? Sure. At some point, guarantee you, the federal government cannot lose this case. So if they think they're going to lose the case, they're going to offer a plea deal at some point. Sure. Yep. That allows them to save face because they got something. And the plea deal will be, okay, we'll take the death penalty off the table, but we'll give them life in prison without possibility of parole. This comes from TikTok. I also want to know why the New York Police Department detectives signed off on the inventory list in PA. No shit. The Oracle reads, no shit. What the hell, man? So 8 hours or so after the arrest in Altoona, Pennsylvania, a Newark Police Department officer by the name of Oscar Diaz shows up in Altoona, Pennsylvania and signs off on the inventory sheet of what was found in Luigi's bag. It has 3 signatures. Detweiler and Fry from Altoona, who were there during the arrest, and some random officer Diaz from New York Police Department shows up and signs off on the search warrant 8 hours later. Yeah, I want to know that as well. I've ranted about that for a while now. I agree. Did you get my email? Well, Unfortunately, let's see. I will look in a way that doesn't show everybody my personal mailbox. So let me go see. I should be careful because so I got an email from somebody that says Luigi link Rose. So yes, I believe I got your mail. Thank you so much. Same guy who signed off as a witness to the BT autopsy. MIFO or MIFO. Yeah, I heard that. Officer Diaz signed off on the autopsy of Brian Thompson. I heard that. What the hell? Are you trying to make me blow a gasket again tonight? Come on now. Yes, TikTok addict. Officer Diaz has the New York Police Department has spent $70,000 settling false arrest claims involving Officer Diaz. So yes, he is the subject of multiple complaints and regarding planted evidence, coercion of evidence, and that kind of stuff. And he gets to sign off on the inventory list of Luigi Mangione when he shows up in Altoona. They had to sign off on. They sent it off after they added their own stuff to the bag, right, Brenda, from YouTube. Make that make sense, Priscilla says. Man, I wish I could make it make sense. I can't make it make sense to you. It makes no sense. It's like that comedian. It makes no fucking sense. I can't make it make sense to you. It makes no sense. Diaz planted the gun. It's, I have to be careful because we don't know. We don't know that Diaz planted the gun. Why do I looking washed out again? I thought I killed the light on that thing to give me ooh, I just went lighter.
Volume maximum.
Volume maximum. Anyways, so that's the best I can do with killing the light. I'm a little washed out, it looks like. Yep, I love chicken. We've been talking about that. I love chicken nuggets. We've been talking about Luigi's Fun's over $1 million. That just happened on this live tonight when we were talking. What do we got going, guys? Do I need to shut this down? Let's see. Let's take a look at I don't know how many people we've got watching on TikTok. Unfortunately, I lost that screen. Somewhere I was watching my stream and now I've lost it. And who knows what I'm showing on? You know what? I should probably find out what I'm showing on YouTube. The liquid painkiller may be a sign that I need to get off the microphone, if you know what I mean. I can't talk about that on TikTok, if you know what I mean as well. So yeah, liquid painkiller is kicking in a little bit, and I'm gonna have to get off before I say something humiliating and embarrassing. But I'm trying to look to make sure that we're still live on YouTube. Go live on YouTube, and how many people are on YouTube watching the stream? 16 people that are watching me make an ass of myself. Fantastic. All right, now can I pull up my TikTok? There's my TikTok. All right. Since you think, okay, I think Diaz planted the gun. Since you think he will get time no matter what, how much time do you think he'll get? I wonder if they'll say guilty / time served. I just pulled up my Pornhub account. No, Brenda. Nice job. But no, I do not have a Pornhub account. So anyways, and you're trying. See, I can't even say those things. We can't even talk about those words. Don't get me in trouble. All right. Not to say that anyways, we're done. See, liquid painkiller. I think that's a sign, guys. I think that's a sign. Lee needs to get off the air before he says something silly. So, you guys, I think that is a sign. The liquid courage is starting to kick in. I had a very painful hike. I was walking down a very steep hill. My twitch muscles to hold myself up from not sliding down the mountain, because I was super high on a mountain and I was coming down a steep grade, and I had more pain going down than I did coming up. I'm spent. I'm exhausted. So I think we're going to call it because if I keep going at the rate I'm going, I won't even remember to shut off the live. Like it happened the other night. Do you remember were you on the other night when I thought I shut down the live and my wife comes in and we're having a personal conversation and people are talking in the live like, oh my God, this is so entertaining. Like he doesn't realize he's still live. Let's not do that shit again tonight. Anyways, let's go ahead. My next live is Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Probably going to be about Brian Coberger, because Friday night we're going to have on a special guest, Ali Benevento. She's a South Carolina, I can't even say it. See, liquid courage. South Carolina attorney, and a criminal defense lawyer. She and I are going to talk Luigi Mangione on Friday. So that's a special thing. So as a last plug before I get out, Devil's Advocates 2024, if you're looking on TikTok, up there on the screen, that is my YouTube channel. I'm now starting to offer some behind the scenes extra bonus content, like the hour and 40 minutes I did the other night. I followed up with another 2 hours of rant for members only. Consider, if you want, supporting this endeavor. It means a million to me. It helps me keep this going. If not, you are already doing a lot for me just by showing up on my show and listening to me and try to goad me into making a mistake that gets me in trouble on live air. Love you anyways. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go ahead and bail out before I say something horrendous. Yeah, let's just call it good for tonight. All right. I love you guys so much. Again, consider subscribing and also joining as an imp, devil, or demon. That's my levels of Devil's Advocates 2024 for special additional content. And good night. Thank you so much. Love you all. Have a good one. And you see, I got to figure out how to end the stream. We're gonna end first TikTok, and then we're gonna end